Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. Can I get a thumbs up if you can see me or hear me? You know, different than the liking thumbs up. Just kind of let me know I'm here. Then I will take a look through and see who is here today. Looks like there is a good group of people here, a good number of people. There's always a great group of people. Oh, I need to get rid of that light behind me. Usually keep that one off. Okay, I'm going to assume that you can hear me. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. So good morning to you wherever you are. I am saying hello from a beautiful northern Maine where it is overcast and 49 degrees Fahrenheit. And that means it is 9 degrees Celsius. Sorry for the orangey looking picture here. I'm not quite sure why that is and don't know how to fix it anyway. So we're going to go with it. Let me take a really quick look through and see who is here. Let's see. Pat, Terry, Georgina, Barb, Glenda, Donnell, Lynn, Jill, Andrea's here, Beverly, Kathleen. Let's see, Glenda, did I say you? Yeah, good morning, Glenda. Michelle the Quilter. Oh, it's scrolling on me here. Liz Thibodeau. Laura Supp is here. Lisa with an E is here with the coffee and donuts. She's always right on the ball, isn't she, everyone? Lynn is here. Thank you for letting me know. Hey, there's Charlene. She's in Massachusetts. She's a friend of mine. She lives local to me. Anyway, yeah, good to see you, Charlene. June is here. Sandra K. Charlotte's here from Denmark. Hello, hello. Let's see. Have I missed anyone? June Hansen, Melanie Taylor, Dorothy Sabal is here. If I missed anyone, I truly apologize. And I know there's always lurkers. Hello to you. Oh, there's Lori. Hi. If you had a live stream this morning, I apologize. I missed it. Janice is here, says it's sunny and 67 in Iowa. Judith, good morning to you. Ninian and Mary is here. Hello, hello. And Melanie. Okay, so it is overcast here in northern Maine, but that's okay. I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter weekend, whether you celebrate Easter or just the weekend or nothing in particular. I hope you had fun doing whatever it was. Hi, guess who? It's Nancy is here. Hi, Nancy. We had company visit. Two of our daughters, one of our sons. You know, we got to see, or two of our sons' grandchildren. Of course, people coming and going. Sometimes it's hard to go, wait a minute, how many were here? Okay, we had a great time. We did. Before I get to anything like that, I would like to take a moment, as I always do, because it is so important, and I would like to thank my admins, my moderators, my girls. Now, a week or so ago, I was trying to name them off, and since we have two Lisas, it didn't take long for me to get confused, right? So everyone's going, oh, you missed this one or that one. But someone commented, which I did read all the comments, I just haven't hearted them yet. Someone said I went back and replayed it, and you did say the right names. So I guess I got it. So thank you to Lisa Marie, Lisa with an E, Honor, and Terry. You girls rock, and you make this channel a lot of what it is. You are the backbone of it, and I appreciate everything that you do. I also wanted to thank Kimberly from My Fabric Addiction. She sponsors our weekly fabric giveaway. And while I'm saying that, for anyone who missed it, I didn't do a drawing last week for the fabric because Kimberly we decided between us, last week's fabric prize was sent to my sister's house because there is a silent auction fundraiser for I call him my baby brother, you know, doesn't matter how old they get, because he is getting a kidney. He's getting it a week from today, and there is a restaurant local to them that is doing this. So As I explained last week, there was no drawing for the fabric because we were going to take that fabric and send it to be bid on at the silent auction. And then what I'm going to do is take names who used the word fabric from the previous 2 weeks, and we're going to put them together and do that drawing today just to try to make it fair. And now it's back to regularly scheduled program. But there is more about that I wanted to discuss. But I want to take a moment for a very special announcement. We got to see our youngest granddaughter when she was up, and she is a firecracker. I tell you what, busy, and just as smart as a whip. She really, really is. Our daughter said, I think it was the day before yesterday, we were chatting, she said she's really sick. So she was sick to her stomach. I'm not sure if she was running a fever, but she got really sick. Poor kid. And you know, when they're toddlers, it's hard because they might be able to tell you they don't feel good, but they can't tell you anything other than the generalities of it. But it was good news today, and she's feeling much better. But you know what? She's watching right now. So, Mimi wanted to say, hi, Lakin. Mimi and Grampy love you, and we're glad that you're feeling better. Thanks for watching. Mwah. Are you Mimi's little pumpkin? There. I told her mom I was going to do a shout out to her because I know she's watching. Okay, let's see who else is here. Jan, hi Jan. Jan's here. Aunt Di is here. She's just lurking today. That's okay. And Laura said she's doing much better, which is good to hear. She's been through a really rough time. Let's see. Terry was saying, is that the little granddaughter? Oh, someone says, yes, it is. It's Lakin. Hi, Lakin. And then Nancy said hi to Lakin. Thank you, ladies. Yeah. Okay. So I received some inquiries. So first off, I want to say that you guys are the best group of subscribers. I have said it before. I will say it again. You guys are very sweet. Whether it's the comments you write or just whatever. You guys are the best. Now, I received some inquiries about my brother's fundraiser, the silent auction. Now, I mentioned last week that my 4 moderators were going to send something to my sister's house, and that Kimberly had done so. And so I was asked, a few people, great idea, said, is there a link? But there is not a link. The only thing I have is like a Facebook post that the restaurant put up that says where it takes place in Augusta, Maine, the date, this and that, but there's no link. It just says the band that will be playing, how long it's going to be, that it's going to be a silent auction fundraiser. It gives a little bit of information about my brother. So when I called my sister, who has a lot more to do with the fundraiser than I do and used to work for the people or something like that. But anyway, I asked her, I said, I have had some questions from some of my subscribers. They wanted to do something, whether it was make something or donate. I said, so what do I tell them? And so the only thing that we could come up with is like a vanilla Visa card. But the thing is I can't keep giving out her mailing information. I'm sure many of you realize not everyone is comfortable with giving out their information, and because I've already shared it with 5 people, they kind of, yeah. So we kind of discussed the restaurant, but the restaurant would put the cards into the auction. So I don't know. Between my sister and I, we just figured if you really, really want to donate, and please don't feel like you have to, but if you wanted to, the best thing to do would probably be like one of those cards that you buy at the checkout. I think they're called like a vanilla MasterCard or a vanilla Visa card. And then it can be used whether he wanted to get gas to go to his appointments or what have you. But anyway, I don't want anyone to feel obligated. I'm only saying this because I have been asked, and that's the best I could come up with. And they could be sent to me, and I would put them in a package. I don't think I would dare to put them in an envelope because people might be able to feel what's in there. I would probably put them in a little bubble envelope all wrapped up well and send them directly to the source. So enough about that, other than to say thank you to everyone who has asked me. I really appreciate even the thought of it is just heartwarming. So thank you very, very much. But yeah, my brother will get his kidney a week from today. It's just very exciting. It's been a long time coming. Our older sister gave him his first kidney back in the late 80s. And, speaking of, if you read through last week's comments, one of you gave a kidney to their sibling. I believe it was a brother as well. So that was awesome. Let me catch up on the chat a little bit here. Okay. Melanie says, OMG, YouTube gave me the longest ad I've ever had, and I missed your info on your brother. I know it's not your fault, Marie. Oh, I'm sorry, Melanie. I'm not quite sure what would have been being said at the time, but you'll have to rewind when the video's over, maybe. I'm sorry. Lynn says, it's always upsetting when the little ones get sick. It is, isn't it? I had a doctor tell me when my kids were very young, you know, the little ones, they get sick so fast, but they also get well really fast. And that has always been the rule for me. I know that to be true. Okay, let's see. Glenda's saying hello. People saying hello back and forth. I just don't want to miss anything. I think I've got it. Terry asked about a GoFundMe. There isn't one. I don't know I don't know. Georgina, thank you very much. June, thank you. Everyone, thank you so much. Laura, everyone. Okay. Let's see. What is next? What have I been working on? Well, I am making items that can be donated for his silent auction. So, I had a few key fobs left over, and my sister, the one I have three sisters, but I'm only referring to one whose name is Sue, because her and I have been the ones, excuse me for the noise, chatting about this fundraiser. So, I had gifted her one of my scrappy Tula Pink key fobs a year or two ago, and she loves it. So she said to me, well, what about one of those? So I had some made up, but I made up more. I'm not going to take them all out. But, yeah, as you can see, there's all different colors. Yeah, it's hard to see in that plastic. But there's medical, sports teams, all kinds of things in there. So I made 30 of those. On my 30th one yesterday, I used the last key fob hardware in that package, and I went looking because I thought I had more. I don't have any more, so I have about 25 key fobs all made up and no hardware to put on there. So, I don't know, you know. The thing is I don't know how I'm getting my items to Augusta. I might have to send them, and if I have to send them, I probably won't make any more key fobs because that little bit of hardware is probably going to weight it down. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. Hi, Julie. Julie is here. We're glad to have you back. Yes, Kathleen says prayers. I'll rewind as well after to get the info. Well, if anyone needs any information, email me at mariescrappycreations@yahoo.com. My email is in the description box below the video. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me. That being said, I know I still haven't caught up on replies to emails from when I was sick, but there's quite a few of them. Okay. Kathleen says, nice selection of key fobs. Oh, Marie, don't you hate it when that happens? I'm not making bags because I'm missing this or that. I totally understand. Okay, so like I said, I have the key fobs, and then I wanted to make some of my open wide zippered bags, the ones where the zipper extends about 3 inches along the bag. So I started assembly line style yesterday. No, it was the day before yesterday. Yesterday was a weird day. Anyway, now these are not all that I'm making, but this is what I have cut out so far, because I cut the fabrics out for the outer part, and then I cut the fusible fleece and attached it, and then quilted it, and then trimmed them down to size and cut the lining, and I still have to cut the zipper tab, and then I chose the zippers. So I started with some of the fabric that I got at Martin's, which is another deal. Oh, I can't show you this until I tell you about my trip to Martin's, because I went there. This was gifted to me, this Harry Potter fabric, so I've got 2 of those. Actually, I have 2 of these, 2 Harry Potters. Yeah, there's the other one of that. 2 Harry Potters. I have this one done in navy, the U.S. Navy fabric. And then these, which were done in fabric I bought at Martin's this week. And I will skip to that in just a moment. So, the other things I'm going to do is I'm going to make more of these open wide zippered bags, because there's only like 8 here, 7, 8. I have some more fabrics that I want to use, you know, some of the local sports teams. So I want to use those, as well as some that are more geared towards women. Let's see. Hello, Peggy Lee. Good to see you. And Deb S., the Pug Mama Quilter, is here. Good morning to you. Kathleen says, LOL, Marie, do like I did. I went to go through emails, accidentally dumped over 9,000. I was like, but you know, it was a relief. And yeah, well, my old email got like that. I'm trying really hard on this one. But the thing is, I feel bad because some of it is I need to reply to someone to thank them, or, you know, more than one someone's. So anyway, I'll catch up. I will, I promise. Okay, the other thing, now I finished these up last week. I did not want to show any of these newer postcards until all of them went out in the mail. Now, if I am correct, I have caught up on all the postcards that needed to go out, because Giovanna's went out last week, because I mentioned it on last week's. But then there was Dawn, Sharon, Loretta, Betty, and Linda. All of your cards went out. And Sharon, yes, I did get your email. I just actually saw it this morning. I'm glad you received your postcard. So all the postcards have been sent. I don't know how long they will take to reach you. It was funny, but I think it was Giovanna that won a while back, like 1.5 years or so ago, but let's pretend it was. I sent a postcard to, let's say, pretend Italy. The same day I sent one that went to someplace like Kentucky or Ohio. Guess who got it first? Yeah, the person living in a different country. Oh, goodness. Dorothy says, love all those projects you sewed up and fabric. Ah, so awesome. Thank you, Dorothy. That's very sweet. Kathleen says, I totally get that, Marie. One at a time is all you can do. Love and grace from those waiting a reply. I'm sure that's not a problem. It isn't. People are so nice. They really are, and understanding. Oh, Melanie, goodness, she got a phone call from her daughter. Lynn says, you've been busy. Yes, I have. And, okay, so when I made these, some of them I had a particular person in mind for when I made the postcards. And then other ones, I was just winging it, okay? Some are sewing themed, some are not. I just grab my scrappy strips and I start piecing them. But I have to show you my two favorites first. And I will say that this one reminded me of someone and I need to send it to her. Now, I don't know how well that's going to come across, but it is gorgeous in color and I know it's not going to show up as it should. But there's like a little hippie guy, a gnome on there, and a little heart with a rainbow around it. Okay, let's see. I missed something, but Glenda's confused or someone else is confused. Hi, Gammy Rowe. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay. Nancy says, it takes the mail forever to get to me. We can call it snail mail. Well, I guess. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Emily. Good to see you. She says hello. Love the postcard. Okay, so I'll quickly go through the other ones, but this is another one of my favorites. And I've never been a red person, but I am a fan of the, I'm going to say her name, isn't that terrible? Oh my goodness. Total brain freeze. Lorelei. There we go. Lorelei Harris. And she's going out. She's not going to be doing this anymore. And in fact, when I went to Martin's the other day, I found a bunch of her fabric. I did some filming. This says just beachy. Whoops, I'm sorry. I'm terrible at figuring out where to hold this thing. It says just beachy with the themes. I've got one with the seashell. Then we've got spool. None of them are coming out in the color that they are. And then we've got a Volkswagen hippie bus on this one. And this one, I didn't realize. I knew the dinosaurs were on here. This is kind of geared towards a child or a teenager. I didn't realize till afterwards that the dinosaurs had bunny ears on. And then the words say, sparkle like a unicorn. I fit some selvage edge on, as you can see. A friend of mine just gifted me some. I had some from Lisa. I had some from quite a few different people. So I just love the selvages. And then we have the butterfly with the scraps. And I don't always do just diagonal, horizontal, whatever. It's just, that seems to be what I've been doing lately. This one I used some scraps of fabric from things that Lisa gave me. It says I have my PhD in sewing, or as my family likes to call it, projects half done. And then the yellow was from the same piece of fabric, but it was from around a cut of fabric. So I just cut that out. And then last but not least is this one. Of course, I can't show you the ones I sent out. The only thing I can do is post on the Facebook group a picture of all of them, because I do have a picture of all of them before they went out. Okay, let's see. Did I miss anyone? I said hello to Emily. Let's see. Kathleen loves the beachy. Terry says they're gorgeous. Thank you, ladies. Lynn says, I love the way you fussy cut those little images. That's the most fun part. I love that part. Love that part. Thank you, Kathleen, Lynn, Georgina, everyone. Melon, whoops, let me see. Georgina. Yo, Patty, there she is. Guess what came in today? Yo, Patty. You are the one that won, right? There's a story to tell about that. But anyway, Rita is here. Hello to you both. Dorothy says, Marie, you and your sewing projects make me smile with joy. Well, I'm glad. Thank you very much. So, Rita, good to see you. Glad you're joining us. Jill says, I thought she was just discontinuing the nursing line. No, I think from what I was told, she's clearancing everything on her website because she's going to be done. But I don't know that firsthand, Jill. So, let's see. Kathleen, did anyone have info on how to get the PDFs, thousands of patterns, from my cell to my laptop? I'd email them to myself. I don't know about thousands, but if it were me, I would attach them to an email to myself and send them to my laptop. But I'm sure there's better ways than what I know. Lisa says, oh, if Martin's has Lorelei chickens, send me a bill. They do. In fact, okay, can't go any further without telling the next part of the story. The rest of the story. Anyone know who that is? Okay, when I went to Martin's, I did a little bit of filming with my little iSpy camera. But you know what I did? Instead of holding my phone like this, like I should have, I held it like this. So when I edit it and post it for you guys, it's going to have those black bars on the left and the right because I got so excited when I get in there to show you guys what was there. You know, totally forgot. That being said, it's not going to be anything exciting other than to show you what's there for fabrics. Of course, I didn't go through everything. I have to avoid other shoppers and things like that. But there were a lot of nice things there. One of which, or a few things I'm going to show you here. But I am going to edit that little video. It might only be 5 minutes, if that. But it will give you guys a little bit of a look around. Okay, oh, there's Dawn. Hi, Dawn. I mentioned you a little while ago. Your name was on the list of cards that went out. She says, good morning, Marie fans. I got to go back up. Rita says, I love making quilted cards. They're so much fun. They really are. Yes, yes. Oh, I see. Deb said, Lorelei Fabric retiring. Yes, that's what I heard. Glenda says, Marie, I keep my postcards from you and hang them in my sewing room. They warm my heart. Well, Glenda, you are too sweet. And you know, when I send them, I don't write on them. I did in the very beginning, but now I just use a Post-it note or a little piece of paper because in case the person who receives it wants to send the card to someone, I figure that's the best way to go. Kathleen says, what site, who's retiring? Lorelei Harris, who makes the fabrics. Let me see. Going to grab the bag I showed last week. She has a lot of gorgeous fabrics. They're whimsical. And these are from her chicken line. And I know they're all quilted, but the red postcard had the lady wrapped with the measuring tape dress. That is Lorelei fabric. And there's so many of us here who are fans of Lorelei. So, but in my little Martin's video, I show what she has, what they have there for the fabric for her, as well as some others. Now, if you remember, before I get off the Martin's kick, if you remember 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I showed you guys that I said I was going to make them for a local dispensary. They had some marijuana fabrics there. Now, if I remember right, they were $4.99 a yard. I know I said it on the video, but I haven't taken the time to look back because I don't have the time. But when I started sewing for my brother's fundraiser, I thought I should get a little bit more. So we scheduled the bus to go to Martin's the other day and look for fabrics that would be good to make bags or totes or what have you with. So my husband found this with the pickup trucks, and that's the one I showed you. I have two open wide zippered bags cut from. Now, when I bought these fabrics, they were regular. They weren't 108-inch wide or something, is what I mean. They were regular width, and I bought a half a yard of each. I was looking at the 108-inch wide fabrics while I was getting the print cut, this cut. And I went around the back, because sometimes they have the ones that are like 60 inches or something around there. And I was looking for solids to match with the fabrics I already had. I needed some light green, some dark green, because I had like the Boston Celtics basketball team, as well as all the fabrics I showed you. And I needed some red. Go around there, and I find this and this. It's going wild. No. Okay. So it said that it was 58 inches wide. And I thought, it was $4.99 a yard. So I bought a yard of each, which was a heck of a deal, because then I was standing there going, was the one I bought a few weeks ago $4.99 or $5.99? But either way around it, the 58-inch wide, even if it was $1 difference a yard, is still a much better deal. So I did get a better deal. Okay, let me try to catch up. Thank you to everyone answering questions. I appreciate that. Hi, Joyce. I see Joyce. Let's see. I got to scroll up. I'm missing people here. Joyce says, good morning, Marie and everyone. I've been working while waiting for my phone to charge. There we go. 2 in 1. Been lurking. Oh, you've been working. You can work, lurk, and wait at the same time. I'll allow it, Joyce. Good to see you. Okay, Lisa said, Mr. Scrappy's definitely got it going on. Yeah, he always finds things. Like, I wanted some New England Patriots fabric because the piece I have is not very big. Well, it's bigger than that, but not much. No, it's bigger than a fat quarter, but less than a half. And so that's where I had bought it last time, but of course there's no guarantee that they'll have it again. But we went looking and I couldn't find it. So while I was getting the fabric cut, he says, Marie, look, I found the New England Patriots fabric. And he did. Good eye. But it was flannel. And I'm like, no, it's flannel. So, yeah, he always has a good eye for fabrics, like if I'm looking for something. And the funny thing is he's colorblind, so he has a harder time, with things sometimes. Okay, let's see. Hi, Cynthia. She says, hi, good to see you again. I'm working on my first denim paw holders. Old bluish towel in the middle, denim pocket in front. Sounds perfect. Perfect. Have fun. Terry's testing links. You're fine. We will let you do that, Terry. Donnell says, very cool fabric. Thank you. And Nancy says, wow, great price. It is. Now, Donnell popped up just in time. She knew where I was on this list on my sheet of paper. Because you know what? We're getting together on Saturday morning. Miss Donnell's Stitchery and Miss Marie's Scrappy Creations. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on her channel. Okay, it's not going to stream on my channel and hers at the same time. It's going to be on her channel. So, in the description box right now is a link to her channel. But after she sends me the link for Saturday morning's live stream, I will post it both on the Facebook group and on the YouTube. Anyway, it's not an announcement. It's post. There we go. I'll make a post on YouTube. So it will be in both places, letting you guys know the link. So if you haven't checked out Donnell, I don't know where you've been, but I'll excuse you for that one because you know I love you guys. Check out the link in the description box. It's called Donnell's Stitchery. And as I said, her and I are going to get together. We're just going to chat and sew. That's all we're going to do. Nothing special, but you can hang out with us. We would love to have you hang out with us. So Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And thank you very much, Donnell, for hosting me. Very nice to have you. I don't drink coffee, but, you know, we can still hang out. Okay, let's see. Anyone else here? I think I've caught up. Kathleen says, ooh, that'll be fun. Yes, I hope so. She's going to set an alarm. Community tab. Thank you, Terry. I could not think of it. Donnell says, I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. It is. I hope they do come hang out with us. Yeah, I have a lot more to make for my brother's fundraiser thing. I was thinking, I've got all this catnip for cat toys, and I think I'm going to do that, but I'll have to, I can't package them one by one for a silent auction, and anyone who has cats is going to want more than one cat toy, so I think I'll put 4 or 5, you know, like into a baggie, and they can do them that way, or however they want to do them. Hi, Katie Crafts, good to see you. Very good to see you. Rita says, Donnell is sometimes hard for me to catch as it is 7 a.m. my time when she goes live. I'm not sure what time zone you're in, Rita. I'm sorry. Cynthia says, Saturday, what time zone? Eastern time zone. So 10 a.m. Eastern time. But I will announce that. Like I said, I will. California, says Cynthia. Okay, Kathleen says, Donnell, giggling. I'll wear my waiter boots because I know it will be deep fun. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's it, Donnell. Donnell says, I'm so sorry, Rita. You know we love our replay watchers just as much as we love our live stream watchers. Yes, yes, absolutely. Mary L, hello. She's just got on. We'll have to watch the beginning later. Good to see you. Good to have you. It's good to have you on, Mary. Thank you. Lisa says, I see trouble coming Saturday morning at 10. That's Eastern Standard Time, right, Marie? It definitely is. And Rita is in Arizona. Okay, so it's what time when she goes? Oh, 7 a.m. I see. Yep. Okay. Yikes. I can see why, though, Rita. And, you know, it is difficult because I was doing the What's Up Wednesdays at 10 a.m. And then I tried 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. to try to keep people around the world so that they could see it. Nothing ever worked out for everyone. So I ended up at noontime. And it works out for most. It does make me feel bad because our very own Lisa Marie, she can't be here at noon times. So that's why, like, you see the other moderators here, but you don't see her here. You see her on Facebook group. She's a busy, busy young lady, isn't she? But from 12 to 1, her and her husband have lunch together. It's their part of the day, and, you know, it's part of their schedule, and you know, it is what it is. She does watch the replay, so she sees everything and, you know, hears what's going on. Of course, I kind of keep her in the loop. Okay. Joyce says, I'm okay with the really early ones. It's the late ones. Me too. That I have a problem with. Dawn says, I didn't know a thing about Lorelei fabrics or Martin's before watching Marie. Love seeing what Marie shows us. Well, thank you. I'm glad I could bring that to you, Dawn. I didn't know you were a Lorelei Harris fan. if I would have known that before I sent your postcard. Hello, Giovanna. Hello, hello. I was talking about you earlier, about your postcard having gone out last week, and I said that if I remember right, you got one sent to you, if it's I'm remembering correctly, a year and a half or so ago, maybe even longer. And I was saying that at the same time I sent to someone in either Kentucky or Ohio, and if it was you got it before the person here in the States got it. Oh, you just got it today. See what I mean, you guys? She says, Marie, I got your postcard today. Well, yay, I'm so glad you did. I showed all the other ones that I had made. I already showed those earlier on. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to see what... Okay, Scrappy Strip Packs. You're going to wonder why the Scrappy Strip Pack link is in the live stream chat, and there's a reason for that. I have an upcoming tutorial, and I'm going to be using... I had one here. I did, I promise I did. A Scrappy Strip Pack. Now, this is just the first one I grabbed. I get these from Kimberly over at My Fabric Addiction. And the next tutorial that I drop, which will be soon, I'm not going to give a day because if I do, it won't work out. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm just going to scrap it up a little bit. And these are going to be used. Now, if you have scraps of your own, use them. If you have leftover jelly roll strips, use them. I'm going to use these because they're different widths and it's going to work perfectly for what I want. But if you were interested in them, I put the link in the description box below the video, and it is now here in the live stream chat as a link. And I get those again from Kimberly over at My Fabric Addiction, who sponsors our weekly fabric giveaway. So speaking of giveaways, that's almost all we have left to chit-chat about, except for I need to go back over here and see what's happening. Heather. Hello, Heather. She says, hoping you are all having a great day. My cat is staring at me to get fed. They're good at that, aren't they? So I must oblige. Then the other cat will follow. Next, let the dog out. I'll have to check back later. I see so many links. Well, Heather, you take care of those babies, and thank you for hanging out with us. We're glad you were here. Lynn says, sorry, back in chat. Hubby got home from work. Like to chat about his day. Well, of course. Absolutely. We understand. We do. Glenda said she was gifted a big bag of beautiful scraps this week. She said, I'm really trying hard to get my sewing mojo back. The gift really excited me. They do, don't they? I think it's amazing. When I was working on those postcards, I started going through things that some of my subscribers and friends have gifted to me, whether it's the selvage edges or buttons or what have you. And sometimes that's what it takes for me, just rifling through stuff, you know. Okay. Kathleen says, I hope she, Lorelei, and it skipped on me again, still has some fabric. I adore those. I need them in my life. Yeah. Terry, the mystery grab bags, they might be showing up on her page, but I believe she told me last week that she can no longer sell them on Etsy. I have been speaking with Kimberly. Terry brought it up to me because she's the smart one, you know. Just ask her. Not teasing. Anyway, Etsy has different rules. That's all I want to say. And she was selling, I can't remember which one it was, the mystery or the grab bag or one or both or something like that. But they don't like that word. They don't like the idea of it because people don't know what they're getting, I guess. So anyway, I have always given you guys the My Fabric Addiction 1 link, and it takes you to Etsy, to her shop on Etsy, but she does have a .com address, which is now updated in the description box, and it says myfabricaddiction.com. Now, that being said, I went there to look for the scrappy strip packs and couldn't find them on the .com address, so I'm going to have to ask her about that. But 6 of one, half dozen of the other, correct? All right, creative word of the day for today. If you don't know the rules, they're down in the description box. Leave a comment below the video, not here in the live stream, but you want to do that. If you use the creative word of the day in your comment, your name goes in for the monthly drawing. Okay, and let's hope that what just happened to Patty doesn't happen to you, because Patty won and I got her package ready and my printer was out of ink. So I was putting in a Walmart order for delivery, like a grocery order, and so I ordered the ink cartridge. It said they were in stock. Well, when the order came, it wasn't there. So on my Walmart app, it said, would you like us to ship it? You'll get it in 2 days. And I'm like, sure. So I click yes. And then it tells me it's going to be like 4 or 5 days. So I cancel that. I'm not doing that. I went over to Amazon. They said I'd get it in 2 days. So I ordered it. And as soon as I ordered it, it said it would be 4 days. I got it this morning though. So I will be able to print out your package label, Patty, and get that off to you. I will message you, email you, or whatever with your tracking number as soon as possible. Okay, so the creative word of the day today is needle. I was running out of words. There's a million words. I couldn't think of one, but maybe you want to tell me what size needle, what brand needle. Maybe you just want to say it's like a needle in a haystack. I don't know, but the creative word of the day for today is needle. Now, this is the time of the What's Up Wednesday where I take out my iPad and I do a drawing. Now, with 2 drawings. We're going to draw for the fabric prize from My Fabric Addiction, and that is graciously given by Kimberly. Hello, Ginger. We're glad to have you here. Hello, hello. Oh, goodness, hold on. Kathleen says, Marie, might be a ridiculous question, but does Kimberly have, is she the one selling, I don't understand your question. Have me than one selling, more than one. Yes, she does. She has My Fabric Addiction 1 on, which is the number 1, on Etsy. But if you go to myfabricaddiction.com, that's the one that's listed in the description box. But yes, she does. And I think she has one on eBay or something too. So good question. Glenda says, I love, love, love the mystery bags from Kimberly. I do too. Don't we all? Don't we all? And Terry, you are exactly right. She has different things on the .com. She does. Yeah. And Deb says, I love My Fabric Addiction. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's see. I don't want to miss anything here. I'm down to doing the drawings. You are welcome, Kathleen. Okay, so I have to make sure where I am here. That's okay. So for comment of the week, meaning this is someone who wins a postcard when I draw their name, okay? It just says pick random YouTube comments. So I'm going to wait for that to come up. I use a site called Comment Shark. I got to turn the brightness down. I can't get real fancy there. The comment says, hi, Marie. Oh, hi. Sorry, Marie. I just don't like aprons. Apron was the word of the day last week. They just remind me of getting old. I don't think I ever saw my grandma in anything else. Ha ha. That's so true. I can think of my great-grandmother. I don't ever think I saw her without one over her dress. Like, right? And so Jane Hargreaves. That's, I hope you guys can see. I know you believe me, but Jane Hargreaves, congratulations. Let me write you down. I know it's there, but you won the postcard for this week. Now for the fabric prize. So what I did, I'm all prepped and ready. I've got a little container. I've got 2 pieces of paper. What I did on the automatic comment chooser before the live stream, because the reason I did it before on my iPad is when I choose a winner, sometimes it's a person who has won within the last 90 days, but they can't win. So I figured it would be easier to do before we were live. So, anyone, if you have won a postcard or the fabric or the creative word of the day, please don't use the magic words. You can leave a comment, but it makes it easier to sort through that way. And the funny story, our very own Terry, one of our blue wrench holders, a few weeks ago, she was trying really hard not to use the magic word. So she put stars in there and then further in used either the same word or a different, what was it she did? Because when I went to do the drawing, it chose her, and I can't remember what it was, but it was hilarious because she tried so hard not to win. Okay, so I'm going to take one name from last week and one name from the week before who used the word fabric, which is how you have a chance to win the drawing for the fabric. And I'm going to write one from each week on here, and we're going to put the names in here and choose the winner, okay? So the first person whose name goes in there is, I never know if I can pronounce the last name, but Teresa Becerra. Okay, so I'm just going to write down her first name. It's spelled B-E-C-E-R-R-A. Becerra, Teresa. And I'll just write down Teresa. Oh, and that was from last week's. And from the week before, Allie Rizzo. Oh, I forgot to read what they wrote. Allie Rizzo, on the 9th, wrote, fabric, fabric, fabric. I gave away all the tote bags I made, so now I need more fabric. And no, it doesn't help her out if she writes it more times. It really honestly doesn't. And Teresa had written, I have a double-sided apron that can do double duty, only a yard of fabric for each side. Okay, so Allie's name. So I have Allie and Teresa, and both of them are going into this. Laura's within reaching distance. Laura's going to grab in there. Let's see what Laura does. Thank you, Laura, for volunteering to choose. Dun, dun, dun. Can we get a drum roll? Let me catch up on this here. I'm trying to see what I might have missed here. Lots going on in there. I was amazed at the amount of stuff I got in my bag, said Joyce. Yes, oh, absolutely. Terry put the link for that Super Bloom tote bag. Now, she bought me that pattern, and I made one of the bags, and I really need to finish. I need to make, I shouldn't say finish, I need to start and finish one out of my Aerosmith fabric, because holy cow. Giovanna says, I can't win, I just got one. That's right, you got to wait 90 days, Giovanna. Kathleen says, yes, always an apron on every woman. Smart gals, I tell you. Didn't need crazy stain removers. I don't know if you watched. It was either a week or 2 weeks ago, but I discussed it more than once. I wear an apron when I cook because I am a slob. And then I just leave it on while I'm eating, because otherwise I probably should have a bib on for the amount of times I spill stuff. Uh-oh, did Terry get kicked out? And yes, Lisa says, hope you guys will go check out Lisa Marie's site. She makes the most adorable things. She does. And I know that the link was dropped up above. She has both a Facebook group, and she has, it's called Country Treasures by Lisa Marie. And I know that link was up there as well. Thank you, Lisa. That is very true. Very true. I know I said hi to you, Gisela. If I didn't, I apologize, because I know when you came in. Giovanna says, not from today, Marie, from when I won. I gotcha. Okay, so I have the winner here, and there's lots of drum rolls. Oh, Terry says, kick me out of any drawing I accidentally win. Pay it forward. Well, of course you'd say that. You're so sweet. Okay, I'm opening. It's Allie. Congratulations to Allie Rizzo. I will reply to your comment from the 9th. It's from the What's Up Wednesday from the 9th. And you win the fabric from My Fabric Addiction for the week of April 23rd. So congratulations to you. My goodness. So today, what am I going to do with the rest of my day? I have a whole chicken down in the refrigerator that I'm going to pop in the oven, and we're going to enjoy that later. But after I get that put in the oven, I'll probably grab some lunch and come back up here, because I need to get doing some sewing. I've really been wanting to do a live stream where we just sew and chat. I tend to chat more than I sew, but you know, but because I have the live stream chat with Donnell on Saturday morning, I guess I don't need to do one this weekend. Plus, I need to work on the tutorial so that I can drop that as soon as possible too. Kathleen says, LOL, Marie, I could leave so much fabric tidbits in the sewing room if I wore an apron, but have I one? Nah. Rita says, oh wow, I made a 12-degree wedge template. So amazing how fun this has been. Yes, lots of congratulations to the winners. And Kathleen, I agree. She says, Terry, you know you're the best. She is, and she doesn't like to take credit for anything, and she doesn't like to win anything. That's why when she did win there a few months ago, I made her take it, because every once in a while, you know, and these ladies do so much. Kathleen says, Marie, I would love to do a sew and chat with you. That would be wonderful. I don't know how to do it live stream. I was just telling Donnell that. The only way I know how to do it is to do it on Zoom and pre-film it and then splice it together. One of these days, someone will teach me how to do it, I'm sure, but I don't know how to do it. But I would love to do it, because I had started out a while back, and it's probably been 2 years now, but sewing with a subscriber. I only ever did one because I wanted to switch to being able to do it live, but I never could figure it out. But that would be great. And I was talking to one of my admin girls, and I need to talk to the rest of them. They're going to find out right when you guys find out. I talked to one of them and said, I would love to do the thing where we get on Zoom, we sew together, and then I edit and upload it. Just kind of a meet the admins. Now, I know not everyone wants to be have their face splash on YouTube, and that's totally fine with me. Now, before I did what I do now, kind of, Lisa Marie and I filmed one. We filmed a little thing where we mostly just chatted, but we did these little star ornaments and things. So people have seen her. But, you know, there's Honor and Lisa and Terry. Now, Terry has her own YouTube channel, as you know. But I'm going to get after these girls and see if they're the other ones, and see if they're interested in doing this, because I think it would be really nice, I think fun for us as well as fun for you to, even if not putting a face to the name, putting a personality, hearing their voice, I think it would be fun. I'll see what they want to do, or if maybe even just one or two of them will do it. It doesn't matter. We'll see what happens, but that's going to be coming up. Everyone saying congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, giving congratulations to our winner. Yes, and Terry, and Gisela says, Terry, yes, you are amazing. I don't know how she keeps up with all the live streams she's in. If anyone's live and I drop in, she's there. Like, I don't know. I can't even keep everyone straight. Terry has a wonderful channel. Terry, put your link in. I love her YouTube channel. Yes, she has a lot to love. I think it was here once, but if not, please put it up there. Giovanna says, Mona can teach you. Yes, and she said she could, but that was before I got sick. Yeah. Kathleen says, I agree, Marie. Make them take it. They deserve it, right? And Terry is telling Gisela, I hope you're doing better, my dear. Yes, we all do. Yes, absolutely. Glenda, you are correct. Okay. Let's see. Rita says, oh, no, now you're telling me I'm supposed to be afraid to show my face on YouTube. I think that being afraid is gone for me. No, not you. Just my moderators. I don't know whether they'll do this or not. Lisa says, Marie. She says, hi, Marie. Do you have any idea how much time you'd spend editing to an admin vid? Nah. And if I did, it'd be worth it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Terry says, I'm all over like you know what. And Glenda says, Terry, I love your videos. I love my FWs. You have taught me so much. And Giovanna says, Terry is everywhere. Gisela, Marie, I have to start making smaller projects, not big quilts. Yeah, see, that's what I had to switch to a number of years ago. So that's why I make scrappy creations. Rita says, I refuse to edit the videos. Nope, not happening. Well, when I say edit, like I edit all my tutorials, but what I'm talking about is like I don't edit out mistakes. If I've made a mistake, everyone's going to see it. But I have to keep stopping. Like I might be at the ironing board. I have to stop and move my tripod over here to the sewing machine, get it set up, zoom in, go back to sewing. Those are splices that I have to edit in order to make the tutorial, you know, so that's just it. Lisa says, just so you guys all know, we have to watch Honor like a hawk when in public, don't we, Terry? Yeah, she's a spitfire, that one. They got it right. We girls, we joke around in the admin chat. That's how we got talking about the names there a little bit. Yes, Giovanna, I do pause it. But a lot of times, like if I want words to come across the screen and say something, I absolutely have to edit it in. And a lot of times when I'm moving stuff, instead of the pause, it just gets shut off or I hit something, and it is what it is. I don't spend a lot of time editing, and like I said, it's mostly just putting the sections together in my video maker. It's hard to describe. Hard to describe. Um, Terry says, honors the troublemaker, Lisa. Uh-oh. Rita says, I just press the pause and continue when I'm ready. Yeah, like I said, sometimes I do, but then sometimes I try to edit them down for time, and parts I speed up, so when I speed up, I have to stop. It's a whole long thing. It's probably my OCD part about things, but I already, if the video's over an hour, I hear about it. I have comments I delete all the time. I do, because I refuse to feed into negativity, but so I try to edit them down anyway, you know. Terry says, yes, you have to edit if you want to add text, and sometimes you need the text or you have to do the voiceover. Yeah, there's a lot of times you have to start and stop. I agree, Terry. Giovanna says, then the comes out, I bet. Giovanna, do you know me? You know me so well. Terry says, actually, Honor is the sweetest. Yes, she is. I give her a heart. I'll give her a few hearts. You girls are all very sweet. Well, anyway, we're over an hour. We've been having a load of fun, but that chicken is down in my refrigerator, and it wants to go into the oven. I just know it does. So, again, the creative word of the day is needle. I want to thank you guys for always hanging out with me, because you guys are just the greatest group of subscribers ever, and I hope that you join me when I go over to Donnell's Stitchery Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I will drop the link as soon as I have it. It will be in the YouTube community chat or community tab, and it will be on the Facebook group. So until next time, Giovanna, yes, I am. I can't say something. There's something I want to say, but I can't. I'll have to message it to you. And I think we're on private messenger. I think I have you, but I'll have to tell you there. Thank you to everyone who gave me a like, a thumbs up. Thank you to everyone who joined in. Thank you to everyone lurking. I just love that you were here. Thank you to my mods. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everyone. And I hope everyone has a great rest of your day and rest of your week. And remember, be kind out there, because the world needs more of that. See you next time right here. Same bat time, same bat station. Take care.